All right, we have Super Bowl 56 matchup set up. The Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow versus the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford. Both these teams advancing to the Super Bowl on Sunday after two massive collapses by the NFL's two biggest choke artists, Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to break down everything going on with the story, give you my 2 cents on the whole situation. But if you could first, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, share this video with your friends. It really helps the channel out a lot. We are growing like crazy. All right, from the top, Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan reminded everybody yesterday why they are the biggest chokers in the NFL. Let's just start on the AFC game, the first game. Andy Reid, poor lovable Andy Reid. It was a complete disaster. An 18-point lead blown at home. Look at this stat here. Holy shit. Since the NFL began awarding home field advantage in 1975, only twice has the home team blown an 18-point lead, and they've both been by the Chiefs and Andy Reid. 2017 versus the Titans, and obviously yesterday against the Bengals. Just a complete and utter disaster. Andy Reid's such a likable guy. Everyone loves him as a head coach. But man, oh man, this was the knack on him in Philly, and it was his knack in Kansas City. But holy shit, Pat Mahomes flipped it around. But again, it's rearing its ugly head. Let's see. Lost 3 straight NFC Championship games in Philadelphia. Finally got to the Super Bowl. Lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots. Happens. Not anything to be ashamed of. But again, 3 straight. And then it followed him in Kansas City. I know they blew a massive lead against Andrew Luck and the Colts in Indianapolis. Obviously, the game against the Titans. Yesterday against the Bengals. Blew the 2019 AFC Championship game against the Patriots. Just a lot of letdowns from Andy Reid. But everyone thought this was over. He finally got the quarterback. He finally got the big Super Bowl win. But he only won that Super Bowl because he had the other biggest choke artist in the NFL on the other sideline in Kyle Shanahan. I mean, just an abject disaster from Kansas City yesterday. 21-3 lead. They give up a touchdown. They get the ball right before the half. Pat Mahomes melted before our eyes in that game. He was horrible in the second half. Didn't get any points when they had 1st and goal at the 1 with 9 seconds left. Bad clock management, bad play calling, bad decision making. But to score only 3 points the entire second half against a Bengals defense that's mediocre. They're nothing special. They've been playing better, but you hung 31 on them in Cincinnati a month ago, and you couldn't score 3 points, and you had to score it on the last play of the game to tie the game and send it to overtime. Utterly disastrous. Mahomes was horrible in overtime on the first possession, and it's a collapse. It's a collapse for Andy Reid. It's a knock on Eric Bieniemy calling plays, but this seems always to be Andy Reid's problem. He's a great coach. He's a lovable guy, but big games, big situations, his play calling folds, he gets conservative, and he completely melts down. And like I said, the only reason Andy Reid has a Super Bowl, in part because of Pat Mahomes, but because of the other biggest choke artist, Kyle Shanahan, who I think is completely inexcusable how bad Kyle Shanahan is as a game manager. Kyle Shanahan's one of the best play designers and run game aficionados ever in the NFL, ever. And he is one of the worst game managers you will ever see. Biggest games, always, he falls apart, Kyle Shanahan. I mean, holy shit, dude. Let's see, you blew the 28-3 lead against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator for Atlanta. You went a little too aggressive in that game, and then now you become Mr. Conservative. You go super conservative against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You blow a 4th quarter lead. Look at this stat. Deebo's last touch. Deebo Samuel is the best player on your team, and it's not close. He was having a monster day against the Rams. You had a 10-point 4th quarter lead. Every number was against the Rams and Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford lost 26 straight games trailing by 10 points in the 4th quarter. Sean McVay 0-14 when trailing by 10 points in the 4th quarter. He has never, ever been a good comeback coach. You owned him. You own McVay. You're in his head. He had never beaten you. Deebo didn't touch the ball till after 12:42 left in the 4th quarter. 0 targets, 0 touches. Are you out of your goddamn mind? You guys had a 10-point lead. What are you doing? What are the Niners doing? Kyle Shanahan, you seem to just not get football. I don't understand how someone so smart can be so bad at play calling, Oh my God, your game management is so frustrating. It's insane. You run the ball when you should pass. You pass the ball when you should run. You think you're smarter than people. You're going to fool them. You're going to trick them. Sean McVay tried to give you that game yesterday. He burned all 3 of his timeouts with 10 minutes left in the game. Had no timeouts trailing you. All you had to do was continue to be aggressive. You were abusing the Rams up front. They couldn't stop Debo, and you got cute. You tried to rely on Jimmy G, and it all fell apart. Now, Jimmy G is also to blame. Jimmy G was horrible. We all know Jimmy G is terrible in the spots he's done. The Trey Lance era in San Francisco, I expect to happen. Jimmy G is not a good quarterback, especially in big spots. He missed some throws in the Super Bowl, so you could maybe blame this all on Jimmy G, but I've seen Kyle Shanahan do this shit way too much to not put this on Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, Tart dropped an interception. You then proceeded to give up 45 yards on the next play, 30 and a 15-yard penalty. You just compound your things. Everyone feels you get tense. Everyone feels Andy Reid get tense. It's these coaches don't understand. When you're a choke artist, you emanate that to your team. Your team starts to feel that, and they fall apart. Now, some credit to the Bengals, some credit to the Rams, obviously. You have to win the game. You have to make the plays. Both the teams made the plays. They're in the Super Bowls. But God almighty, Kyle Shanahan, Andy Reid, just such choke artists. Total embarrassment. They horrible game managers. They get so conservative. It's just in the biggest spots, they always seem to fade. And it's really, really a shame. I love Andy Reid. He's such a likable guy, but man, that sucks. Kyle Shanahan, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of him. Brilliant guy, horrible game manager. He blames Jimmy G. Let's have Kirk Cousins see what you do. Yeah, you'll be a lot better. But Jesus, dude, you're so bad in big spots. Both these guys are terrible. I don't know what to do. I mean, Andy Reid said he's coming back next year. Kyle Shanahan, he was on the hot seat to start the season. It's a disaster. I don't know if Trey Lance is that guy. Trey Lance hasn't wowed anybody in practice from everything I heard. But because of this, we're getting Rams home Super Bowl against the Bengals. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to have tons of videos breaking down the Super Bowl, talking about all this stuff. Who's to blame for this? Was it on Andy Reid and the coaching? Was it on Pat Mahomes for Kansas City's choke job? Was it on Kyle Shanahan or Jimmy G for the Niners choke job? Or did the Bengals just outplay the Chiefs, and did the Rams just outplay the Niners? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.